Hey all, and welcome to Top 5. Today's topic is going to be Top 5 Video Game Weapons. This was a fun one to do because I had like a ton to pick from. And what do you guys think of this topic?
Video game weapons?
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed this one. Is there anything we want to bring up before we get started? Any big news? We got BlizzCon tickets. Me and Daniel got BlizzCon tickets.
I'm excited for that.
We will be recording an episode from BlizzCon, so that's going to be exciting. We'll be talking about top 5 BlizzCon announcements.
I'm also excited for the 25th anniversary Yu Yu Hakusho Collector's Edition box set coming out on August 25th or something like that. That's like around there. So,
that's going to be like the first season, or I'm not familiar with it.
I'm not really sure. Like I'm hoping it's just the whole complete series. But I already have the whole series, but it's a cool little box set. Yeah. Kinda gotta get it.
I feel you.
By the name, I'm guessing it's an anime?
Yes.
Yeah. That kind of name it better be. Anything else we want to get out there? All right.
I missed you guys.
What's that?
I missed you guys.
I missed you too, Joe.
It's been a while.
Yeah. It's been maybe like a day since I've talked to you over Discord.
It's been like, what, 30 minutes since I was talking to you?
He misses me. I understand. I missed you, Joe.
Yeah, John.
Speaking of conventions, that we do have a contest going on through Twitter where if you give a review on our iTunes, it could be a 5-star would be best, but if it's less, it's okay. You're still in the contest. And we'll pick one person out. And that person will get tickets to Saturday for the Sacramento Wizard World convention. We'll be going, and so we'll pick a winner from there. And that'll be pretty cool. We'll do announcements from there as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Jonathan's our judge, and we have with us as our contestants
Taguro/Daniel.
And
Joe.
Just quietly Joe. Oh, that's the quietest Joe's ever been.
Hello, world. It is me. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you know how hard it is to turn that up. That's great. Thanks. And I'm Frank. All right, so Jonathan, take it away. Who do you want to go first?
Let's start with the Quiet Joe.
Ooh, it is Quiet Joe here.
Literally speak up, though. I do have to turn you up.
All right, so I'm naming my top 5, right?
Yeah, go for it.
We start
yeah.
Start with number ones, right?
No. Let's go ahead and just name everything that's in your 5s. We've done this how many times?
Yes, I remember my first.
We keep changing.
No. Honestly, I've made that mistake 100 times already.
So I'm naming them all, yeah?
Name all your 5s. Yeah.
The ray gun from Call of Duty.
Yes.
The plasma grenade.
That's the zombie mode only one.
Plasma grenade.
Okay.
From Halo.
Yeah.
Chainsaw gun. I don't know what to call it.
From Gears of War.
From Gears of War.
Yeah.
Golden gun. 007.
Mm-hmm.
And the pan from PUBG.
Oh, why did I not think about the pan? Dang, that's a good one.
Nice.
GG.
And Daniel, why don't you go ahead and you go next? Just list all your 5.
Needler from Halo.
Nice.
I was gonna put that.
Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade.
Nice.
Golden Gun from GoldenEye.
Why does everybody love that so much?
It's such a good gun. I have it on my list too.
Energy Sword from Halo.
Nice.
And the Lancer Assault Rifle from Gears of War.
Is that the chainsaw?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, okay.
The Lancer?
I think so.
Lancer.
Yeah.
I just assumed chainsaw gun. I mean, maybe.
Right?
Yeah. My list is a little more accurate. It's the right one. So first, I'm not in a particular order, but we know my order. Portal gun from Portals.
Trash.
Nah. No. The golden gun from Golden.
Good.
GoldenEye.
I ended up writing golden gun. You go ahead and put
Golden gun from Golden Gun.
Golden gun from Golden Gun. Everybody's favorite golden gun.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
Let's just repeat that.
Golden gun from Golden Gun from Golden Girls.
Should do a drinking game where it's like every time you say golden gun. The Keyblade. I'm gonna try to say less obviously. Let's talk about a drinking game. Anyways, the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts, the Gravity Gun from Half-Life 2, and the Hidden Blades from Assassin's Creed. And then I got like a huge list of honorable mentions.
Nice.
I was gonna put the Keyblade too, but I was
Same.
I didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of information.
It's an insane amount of lore. I'm gonna go real wide brushstrokes on that.
Oh god.
Nice.
All right, now Johnny, go ahead and pick your number. Who do you want to actually go first? Or are you off first?
All right, Daniel, what's your number 1?
All right.
Start with Daniel.
My number 1 is the Lancer Assault Rifle from Gears of War. Reason I picked this was shout out to Squeaky, big fan of Gears of War. Had to put it. It has a chainsaw on the gun, and it was an assault rifle, so you could just like chainsaw the crap out of monsters and stuff like that. No, like usually other games you get like a little sword. No, this is like a legit chainsaw, just cutting, dashing people up. It's pretty awesome.
Instead of a bayonet.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the reason why. And it was pretty strong too.
I think it was a little bit of a bayonet too at the same time.
What? No. Oh,
Did it
because I
have
know
a-
they had
yeah.
a Mark II.
It had a thing.
They had a Mark II that came out. This was the Mark I I'm talking about.
So I'm picturing like a Bowie knife. It's like attached to the top.
Same.
No,
It's
okay.
stuck in my head.
I'm not a fan of Gears of War, so I don't.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about, yeah, it's
Alright.
cool.
Uh,
And the sound effects were awesome too.
Yeah.
Just
Can you do it?
no, I could not.
I remember one thing that's cool is like you would like sneak up on somebody and then like it almost like a small mini cutscene if you just like yeah.
And then
pretty
in the
cool.
second one, or I forget which one, second, like you would do battles, like they'll pull up their weapon and all of a sudden you're like cutting up metal, and then it's just a block. It was a block. It was pretty cool.
could it cut through other weapons?
No,
chainsaw?
no,
No?
but it was just like
It's just
it was
for cutting
metal
the
on
flesh?
metal. Yeah, it was
Like if
just
you went
flesh.
into like if you were like PvPing or something,
Yeah.
and you did it with somebody else at the same time, you'd like both go at it at the same time. And you'd have to like button spam.
Yeah.
Whoever did it better, then they'd win.
Nice.
It was cool though.
Alright.
Pretty.
Alright, Frank, what's your number one?
I'm bringing number one, the portal gun.
The portal gun.
That gun is amazing. So let me go and flip the timer. I'm going to talk about its tool as a tool and as a gun. So as a tool, you're able to create portals and you're able to go through time and space, yeah. And you're able to explore all of Aperture with it. Its real name is actually the Aperture Science Handheld Portal Device. The entire game is based around, unlike other video games that have cool weapons, the game's not based around those weapons. The whole game is based around this portal gun. Has 2 different abilities, and it's blue or orange, and that's it. And it's simple, but it's amazing. As a weapon, you're able to do all kinds of cool things, like drop things on top of the other things. You're able to just teleport something out of your way and gone. And most importantly, spoiler alert for the end of Portals, you're able to shoot it onto the moon and create an insane gravity pull and kill whatever you're fighting.
So it has pretty much no range, distance, or limit.
Yeah, the only limit to the gun is it can only make portals on moon dust.
Yeah.
Which, if you're in the Aperture Science experiment, it's a lot of things.
And it works, you didn't really explain it, but it works like an anti-gravity tool because you pick up any weight.
It does,
So-
which is why Valve, the company that made Portals, also made Half-Life 2, which
Yeah.
has the gravity gun, so that's where it kind of came from.
It doesn't launch things like it, but it picks them
But
up.
you're right, it does have a part of the gravity gun to it.
Is Half-Life 3 out yet?
So it's only used on the moon, pretty much. You can't like come bring it over here. And
Yeah, you
Well,
can't.
they-
Well, they took moon dust and paint walls with the moon dust, and that's how they make portals on the moon dust. Paint.
They made it
so
big.
there is a weakness to the gun.
Yeah, it's limited.
Yeah,
You
just
can only
like
use it in certain places.
that gun needs ammo, this gun needs moon dust. Same thing.
No, I'm
Every-
just wondering. No, because I thought you could just make portals anywhere.
No,
Like,
no,
I
that's
didn't
the
know-
trick. Because you'll be sitting there and you're like in like an abandoned warehouse and you're like, there's got to be some wall that has some moon dust on it, and you'll be looking everywhere for it. And then you finally see it, and it's always like a feeling of like, oh, thank God I figured it out, and you get to like
Okay.
do something cool. But yeah, that's half that game is just trying to figure out what wall will work with this.
Exactly.
Alright, time's up.
And there's some good puzzles.
Joe.
with it, too.
I love that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your turn.
I'm gonna go with the Golden Gun.
The golden gun.
That's a good one.
Because we're doing top video game weapons.
Yeah.
I think out of all my other competitors' weapons, my gun is superior. Simply because it's a one-shot kill.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could shoot you in the ankle. I could shoot you in the toe.
That-
You're dead.
That's true.
You're gonna die.
That is true.
And it's super strong. That's it.
So explain a little bit more about how that gun works.
What is
There
it?
is
what
a
is it made out
flaw. It is a one bullet. So if you miss that bullet, guess what? There's gonna be a
but you just
chainsaw in
reload
your
it.
head.
You just reload it.
Yeah, but it had an extra slow reload.
Yeah,
time
there was
as
an
well.
extra slow into it. That's the only issue.
Still one-shot kill.
of? Yeah.
Get good. Get
Which
good.
was a big deal because the game that it came out with in GoldenEye, it is one of the first games, if not the first game, where you shoot somebody in the arm and it hurt their arm. So this game was actually like just, and in multiplayer, there's actually just a multiplayer mode that is only golden guns because it was so OP.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
The game was busted at the time.
Yeah.
Literally just one shot. If like anywhere.
Also, I don't know about in the game, but in the movie, he assembles it from like a lighter and a pen and
don't even
a cigarette
remember the
case,
movie.
and like there's 4
Yeah, if you
things that
see it, it actually looks like that.
pieces it together from. It's like, so it's like a spy gun. You sneak into the place or whatever. That's kind of cool.
I don't even
But yeah, so one shot kill, but you only got that one shot until you have to reload,
Yeah.
which is a long reload time. So that's
just get good and you won't miss.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it. All right, so let me go back to Daniel. You had the Lancer from Gears of War. How much ammo did that hold, do you know? Or how often do you have to reload?
I think it was like 250, 300 bullets. That's roughly an assault rifle. You didn't need to find fuel for the chainsaw. It's just unlimited.
Magic.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it had a little iron sight. Yeah, it was an iron sight.
How was the accuracy of the actual gun part?
Oh, it was really good. And then you could just, because the whole game, you played it?
No.
I'm not sure. You could like lean over, like go on the wall and just like pull over the gun over the like the barricade or whatever and just shoot perfectly straight. Like it was amazing. That gun was accurate. I love that gun.
Do you think the chainsaw is more effective than having a bayonet or like a hatchet or some straight blade that you just wedge in someone's skull instead of having to cut through their skull slowly?
I would say it would be less messy, but you'll finish the job. Especially like anything. Just
Well, and your target's not humans; it's these big aliens.
yeah,
so it's a whole different game.
it's a big alien. Like, let's say if it's a big alien with like some armor or whatever, you're gonna need a chainsaw to cut that armor. Like a knife, okay, I'm gonna shank him, but he can still live. Chainsaw right through the skull, just he's done. Donezo.
All right.
And it was nice and gruesome too.
Oh yeah.
It was always satisfying when you did it.
Oh yeah.
Like Cap said earlier, it kind of went into like a mini cutscene for a second because it just took over when she did it.
Like you could legit just go creature to creature and just like kill them with the chainsaw. That's how broken it was. It was fun.
All right, so Taff, I'm going to you with your portal gun. How would you kill somebody if you took your portal's gun into Gears of War setting? Assuming there's moon dust everywhere.
Yeah.
How do you kill somebody?
Okay, so that's my big thing is my gun works in my game. But if it were in his world and we had moon dust everywhere, he was in mine. The key is to keep him in an endless loop. I mean, I would just drop a portal, put it up on top, let him fall from the top, and I let him keep going, or just take away the portal on the bottom and let him hit the ground. And he doesn't have my boots, which is another.
So use the acceleration.
Yeah, because the trick is all the physics that are involved with the portal gun, where you could continuously fall at a high speed because you're going from one portal to another portal endlessly if you wanted to. And then if you take away the bottom portal, he would use that speed to slam into the ground. Yeah. And the only reason your character in the game doesn't die is because you have boots to negate that. But if you didn't have the boots, you'd be face first.
Nice.
That game gave me so many headaches.
Oh yeah, no
just from falling and then trying to, sometimes you had to shoot another one midair or something.
Yeah.
I get so dizzy.
We're supposed to be doing a level up about it, but it's taken us an extra month just because the multiplayer is insane. Because you got to do that with 2 people.
Yeah.
So,
That's the only version I've played. Multiplayer. There's like a single player mode.
Single player is oh my god, Joe!
You gotta play.
I'm only been multiplayer.
It's so good single player. The storyline is amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Huh.
It's not complicated, but just really good.
Let's go back to Joe. Joe had the golden gun, which is a one shot. We talked about that. The ammo,
Super strong.
super strong.
You're gonna be dead.
What's
you
the
gotta
range?
you gotta get close enough. Infinity range, the whole map. But I mean, it won't shoot through anything. It didn't shoot through like walls or anything. But I mean, he's got to get close to me just to chain me down. I can.
No, not really, because I'll just go
kind of back. Pow!
No, because I could go behind a barricade, just lean over the gun, and then just shoot.
And then I can duck too. Your gun wasn't straight. It's still. I mean, if you looked at the bullets, it was just like it was all over the place.
You can't. You still wouldn't be able to hit me with that one shot. Once you
Then
take
I'll
that
wait you out
shot,
till you're out of ammo.
I just run up to you,
That's the
chainsaw
thing.
you.
Your gun doesn't require accuracy. His does. To the point of if you could survive that one shot, if you just do not get hit at all, you're saying you have your hand over the top, that could kill you. But with that gun, it hit you in the finger, you're dead. But if he misses that one shot, there's no way he's surviving you. There's no way. Because it takes so long to load that gun up.
But we're not talking about him shooting.
Yeah,
right?
we're talking about the quality.
No, I'm talking about the gun.
It's the whole gun. It's a whole device.
Yeah, overall, it's the quality of the weapon. So because of that, though I love the portal gun, I think I'm going to go with Daniel's, what's called Lancer from Gears of War.
Great injustice.
Because though the portal gun is great, it can only be great to the intellect of the person who's using it. You have to be smart and know the strategies of how to use it. Just like the GoldenEye gun, you have to be a dead shot to be able to kill them in one shot. If you miss with that, chances are you're dead. Daniel's gun, you can just spray and pray and just shoot tons of ammo in one direction. And
I thought for sure one of those was going to make it.
Yeah, I disagree. But
no, that's okay. That's okay. That's the judge.
Yeah, I mean, I just say his gun is it alone is better. Maybe with the right person, either of your guns would be better. But I think standalone.
It's definitely a signature of those games too. Like
honestly, like
everybody
all
recognizes
three are
them.
amazing.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, I think having a chain, I would never use a gun with a chainsaw on it because hello, use a straight blade or a
You
hatchet.
see it in that game, it's awesome.
Yeah, or just keep a hatchet on your hip and you can go a lot faster and get it to someone's skull. But yeah, anyway, so number 1, go with the Lancer.
Sweet.
Yes, so point for Daniel. All right, and let's get to Taff. Taff, what do you got for number 2? Frank, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. I've already, in the past podcast, I've mentioned so that people know. Okay, my number 2, I'm going to use... I want to save the portal gun because I need to make sure that gets on there. So I want to explain real quick the Tiana roll, just to step this in.
Oh, yeah.
The Tiana roll, we can only bring something up twice. And the benefit of the Tiana roll is, first off, we don't argue something for all 5 turns. And second off, if I'm going to use the Tiana roll to argue for something like the portal gun, it puts a little more pressure on the judge to say, like, this is the last chance you have a chance of getting this in the top 5. Yeah. So that way it's kind of like, it's pressure on both of us. Just because in our last one we did the World of Warcraft bosses and Illa didn't make the list, and so I kind of was like, I should have got on there. Tiana rolls kind of messed it up a little bit. So anyways, I'm gonna use. I think I'm gonna bring in Golden Gun.
Okay.
From GoldenEye.
Alright.
Okay, so flipping my 1-minute timer, and the Golden Gun is amazing. It is a slow reload and one-shot kill. The reason it's really cool is actually from the movies The Man of the Golden Gun, so it has its own movie because it's from the 007 movie. It was wielded by Francisco Scaramanga, who was one of the he's an assassin and he's pretty awesome. Only holds 1 bullet, and it is if it shoots anywhere in the body, like we talked about before, it's a kill.
Does it explain in the movie why that is?
In the movie, it's not. I don't believe in the movie it's necessarily that way. I think it's
just in the game.
In the game, yeah,
okay.
and it has its own multiplayer mode, which was super cool. It's like if you play Call of Duty, a hardcore mode where it was like almost realistic guns, it kind of felt like that. Whereas like as soon as you saw somebody, it was whoever pulled that trigger faster. And if you survived that trigger pull, it's because they missed, and then your adrenaline just went up tenfold because you're like, I had a chance, and it was just the multiplayer on it is a lot of fun. Plus, it's back in the day with split screen, so it was like your friend's with you, and you could kind of see where he's peeking around the corner, and you try to like time that right, you know. And so to me, it's a really good memory of those times of the N64 kind of gameplay, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so that's it for me.
All right, Daniel, what's going to be your number 2?
I'm gonna go with the Needler.
The Needler. I do like the Needler.
That's a good one, yeah.
Amazing gun.
Tell us about it.
So it was in Halo 2, Halo 3. It was one of the alien races that came in, and pretty much if you spray somebody with needles, like this Needler gun, it'll shoot needles and then blow up after a certain amount of needles hit that person. And it was a good gun. Like it was really good if somebody was charging at you or trying to like just like run away kind of.
How was the accuracy on the Needler?
Oh, it was good. It actually
it was like a homing device.
Yeah, it was a homing.
So you'd
gun.
shoot it and
so
it would go straight.
The only issue is like if there was a guy and he's running and there's a crate right there and he goes behind the crate, then it's just got like whoop. It's good.
I love that aspect though.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna bounce off pretty much. A really good gun, but it does have its flaws because it took a couple.
All right, time.
Yeah.
You got that. You sold it pretty good though. The homing device part of that was really cool.
And that was on my list had I not been judged. It's one of the few I would have fought for.
Yeah.
So that's good for him. Joe, what's your number 2?
I'm still bringing in the Golden Gun.
All right. You guys are defending it together now.
Tag team Golden Gun.
I'll tag team. Yeah, I don't know. That's my pick. I think it's the strongest of our guns, just because of its power, just instant kill.
Do you know what size ammo it took by chance? I mean, I assume it's a 22.
I don't think it like said in the game,
I
wouldn't be able
know,
to
but
guess.
it was a size for a 22, but you couldn't imagine a 22 one-shotting something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And like Jeff was talking about, like the nostalgia aspect.
A lot of nostalgia behind it.
I remember playing that like forever, and when you had it, you just felt like God. It was just like 1v9. You know what I mean? You're playing. Everybody's goal was to kill you so they can pick it up. So and then they got the juice.
So would you say the game originally they just made that gun as a part of the game, but once it was out for a while, people started playing it. The game started to revolve around just that gun. Like it was no longer the 007 game. It was the find the golden gun game. You think it changed the whole game itself?
In the multiplayer,
Yeah.
It was just the best gun to have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you had it, you wanted it.
It was a unique gun to have too, because it wasn't necessarily just like a run and gun thing. It was kind of like the sword from Halo or something like that, where once you had it, you changed how you played. Because now you were a lot more about surprising people, getting your shot off, and then hoping they died. Yeah. Because if not, you were gonna die. So you had to be a lot more of a smarter player. It wasn't like just spraying bullets in their direction or maybe trying to take the legs out or something like that. It was a whole different game.
I like it. All right, so you guys can all kind of debate this. If you're in the same village, I'm not saying the same room, in the same village, and you got a needler or a golden gun, who's going to win? And why?
I would say if it's a village, probably the golden gun if they're accurate enough. Because there's a lot of...
the needler, when it was shooting it, even if you like hit them all, usually it just got rid of like your shield in Halo. So it's like... Do we have shield? Do we not?
Was it Halo 3? Halo 2? Yeah, where you can dual wield, and then that would almost always kill them if you got enough in them. You know?
But if it was in a village, you would lose to the golden gun. Because there's a lot more things you could hide. It does hone. Sorry. It hones, but if there's any object in front of the guy, it's easy. Yeah. Like, it doesn't know where, like, let's go for the head, or it just goes for the body.
Yeah.
It doesn't,
so if they have obstacles to hide behind,
then you pretty much are back, sure.
I like it.
So, like...
it was a satisfying gun to shoot.
It was.
It sounded really nice,
and it looked really cool.
It was like a shell with spikes hanging out of it.
Crystals sticking out the back.
And it was cool is you could actually track your ammo through the crystals.
Yeah,
because they would deplete, and then when you reloaded, I love how it reloaded and like all the crystals would pop up on top.
Porcupines down.
So, but real quick, one of the default or one of the problems with the needler is when you're shooting, you could see it tracking. So you could see it doing its homing thing, so it gave you time to get behind something.
That's
true. Well, range, though. If you're range, that is correct.
Well, yeah, if you're closer.
But if you're close enough, like, if you're a pretty good distance, like, if you're trying to snipe somebody from far away, I mean...
Yeah.
If you're far enough away that the golden gun can't quite shoot you or can't get a good shot on you, then the needler also... Yeah, it'll give them enough time to dodge and hide. Right?
Well, I don't know the range. Like I said, I barely played with the golden gun. I don't remember the range but I don't know. Village, I would say golden gun. But
the maps in well, there were some spread out maps, but a lot of the maps in GoldenEye were pretty tight knit maps. Like there was a lot more turning corner surprise stuff. You know what I'm saying? Was there? I don't remember them being real big maps. I'm thinking of one where you're like on a dam or something like that.
You're on the 64 too, so nothing was like huge. Well, anyways,
big landscape.
My triangle shot your triangle.
I was playing on Erangel and my Nintendo 64, guys. What are you talking about?
All right, and that's time. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a golden gun for sure.
Okay.
I like it. Seems like everyone eventually became unanimous on that. And this time we're gonna start with Joe.
And the chainsaw gun's gone, right?
Yeah.
Well, you could still bring it. You haven't used it for a second time yet.
That was picked.
Number
one. Oh, I'm sorry. That was number one. You're right.
Yeah. Nice.
I can go with the pan from PUBG.
Okay, you're going to speak up, Joe. Nobody heard that.
The pan from PUBG.
There we go.
Yeah, so explain what the pan is. Pretend like I barely played PUBG. And
so PUBG, basically, you land on a map. You can land in basically anywhere on this fat map. And you want to start looting. So you're just looking for gear, which is, vest, armor. Well, that is armor. So armor, like helmets and stuff. And then weapons. And you have you have a slot for, like, what's the word?
Accessories?
Accessories, I guess you can say. There's pans and there's crowbars.
Oh, when you're saying pan, you mean like a frying pan?
Yeah, like a frying pan.
Oh, yeah. I've seen YouTube videos. Yeah. Now I know what you mean.
So not only was it like the best armor in the game because you took no damage, like people could shoot it and you take 0 damage from it. It was also just like a one-hit kill as well. You hit somebody in that twang, they just get knocked out.
Nice. So they use the pan to actually deflect like
you
shots,
can.
right?
It's not like you're.
No, it's legit on your back.
It's like you can put it on your back, but when you have it out and swinging, if you were running with it, I mean, you're still blocking shots. Like if people are hitting it,
it's often referred to as a butt pan because you're crawling away, whatever, and you can hear it's the best feeling in the world too. Yeah. When you hear the ding 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 because it means it's hitting your butt and it's through pans at. It is pretty amazing when you hear that.
That's funny.
Ding ding ding. It's great.
So it was great.
All right.
And then when you I don't know, if you get like in a final circle or whatever, and you decide to just chase the last guy, you find him or whatever, and you all pull out your pants and just go swinging at him. It's pretty cool, but it's awesome.
Some guys in all this armor.
It's a great
feeling. I like it.
It's a great feeling.
All right. Frank, what do you got for your number 3?
All right, my number 3. I gotta go with the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blades. Yeah. All right, so these blades are amazing just because they are iconic to the game, and the lore behind them is really amazing. Altair's got ones that are made out of extremely rare metal from the ancient people, and then as the games go on, you advance in time and you change your time periods, and each time period has a different alteration to the blades themselves. Mm-hmm. There's the dual blades that come out. There's grappling blades. There's I've written down some of them. They're just insane.
So they're rigged to like a mechanism in your arm or something?
Yeah. So that's really interesting too. Is originally you actually lost your ring finger and you pull it with what's the stuff that's left of your finger, and it would come out through your ring finger and stab somebody. And then they later on changed it to where it came out the bottom. You didn't have to do that, but still people would tattoo their fingers. This is all lore within a video game, of course. Yeah. But it was really cool. And then there's all kinds of adaptations. So there's in the Turkish version of the game, there's a hook to it, and there's all kinds of cool things like that. And then the reason they needed it is because you could stab somebody silently and then walk away. And there was such a cool feeling, like you're walking in a crowd and you're doing this thing where you're like brushing past people, and you just like stab somebody, and like just you and that person know what just happened because they just like stop and like fall, and then you just keep walking, and then you just see like nobody else notices they fell.
It's like 10, 20 seconds later, all of a sudden the crowd splits, but you're already on the other side of town.
And it's all because of that super secret weapon you have, the wrist, the hidden blades.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Daniel, what do you got for number 3?
I'm going to go with the Halo Energy Sword.
Oh, you killed me. I love that weapon so much. It's a good one.
Yeah, everybody knows it. It's pretty much a one shot, one stab, pretty much you're dead.
Yeah.
Really powerful. Not really much about it. Like, it's just an energy store that came into when they brought in the aliens. And
the Covenant is the Arbiter that first used it. He's so cool.
Like Taff was saying, like when you get that sword or any weapon like that, you change your strategy. And that when I got that sword, I didn't give it. I went straight at people. I didn't care. I knew I was gonna kill them because you just dash and stab somebody.
Yeah.
That's
true. One thing I remember, I'm pretty sure it was with the energy sword. Is it was it 1 or 2? It was in one of the games. You could use its jump ability, whatever, to get you into glitches in the game.
I want to say it's number 2 because number 2 is the one where like everybody played for hours upon hours.
The best.
Yeah, and that one I know for sure had the energy sword because that one you actually played as Arbiter during the main campaign as well.
Oh yeah.
And there was like a part where you could like jump, and then you got up on the roof, and there was I think they even put a gun up there. I want to say there's like a gun. But yeah, it's pretty great. That's classic.
Yeah, man. Okay, all right. Let's see. How do we narrow this down? Go back to Joe with your pan. Let's see. When you're wielding your pan, you can't use another weapon, right?
No.
How effective is it if somebody has like a handgun and you're trying to attack them with a pan?
I have to get close enough. So depending on how close I am.
Like if you're in the same room though.
If in the same room, I'd rather have the pan than the handgun for sure.
Yeah.
Than a handgun for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually
in that
true.
game for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Because with the
plus it's armor.
Yeah, with how much damage. Yeah, with how much damage the
so as you're swinging it, you like if they're coming at you in a room with a handgun, you could be swinging it, deflecting a couple rounds, and then get close to pan them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I do like that.
It's a lightsaber chef mode.
Yeah.
And it's got skins.
Yeah,
Does it really?
Yeah, it does.
There's one that's like the bullseye dartboard or whatever. So
What?
and then I've seen another one. I don't know where it's from. I think it's probably from like tournaments or something.
Are these new? Because I haven't played in a few months. Are they within the last few months?
No. If you haven't seen the one I just said, then yeah, it's been out for a while.
Oh, okay.
And the one I saw it on a picture, and I think it's from like because I didn't see it in the game store, so I'm guessing it's from like some type of tournaments or something. But it was pretty cool. It looked like the PUBG logo with like I don't know knives in it or something.
That's cool.
Nice. It looked pretty cool. Well, it might have been golden too.
The only issue with those, like...
Yeah, I think it is golden.
Like, they're painted and they're bright. So if you're trying to hide in the, forest or something, and that pan is sticking out, they're going to know where you're at.
But you don't have to have the skin.
That's true.
I'm just saying it has skins, yeah.
Does it wear? Does it eventually degrade?
No.
It's...
Literally, if you come across a pan, you don't have one, you pick it up.
Yeah.
Because it's extra armor, if anything.
Yeah, it does. It fits in a slot that you normally don't use because it's like you could put a machete there or whatever, but you normally wouldn't use that slot.
Even with how shitty PUBG is, I've had times where when your pan's sitting there, it's sitting on your butt. Like Tav said earlier, it's called it's butt armor.
Yeah.
So sitting back there, I've had times where I'm like running into somebody and you hear the ding 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 ding. I'm like, how? Okay, I'm not complaining. I'm still going. So yeah, it's even better when you wouldn't expect it. Yeah.
Nice. This is actually hard because you guys all have very similar weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put these three in a room together, the energy sword would definitely win.
Yeah.
Because of the dash, because you get that dash.
That's true. It gives you an ability too.
Yeah. But I do like the way the hidden blades in Assassin's Creed tie into the story so much, and the character relies so much on it. And the pan in PUBG, how it's also armor.
Even Disney princesses use it as a weapon.
Oh, really?
Okay.
That's true.
So it's
Disney is our number one episode.
It is.
So, I don't know. I say I give you guys like 1 minute to debate why you think your weapon is better than the others.
All right, so I'll go first. I think my weapon's the best overall because it has a spot in lore. It's always adapting, although still has tradition within it. Even the future ones has tasers underneath, so you come out and you can actually like incapacitate people or just actually shank them out. In my hands, mine actually has crossbows that come out of it. It has a hidden pistol that can come out of it. It has the grappling hook. Okay, depending on the game, it comes up with. They always have modifications. Leonardo da Vinci actually worked on it at one point. So there's all kinds of different modifications. There is a version of it from Altair that is a certain kind of metal that is from the ancient ones that are now basically extinct. Mm-hmm. So it can be considered insanely rare too. So,
but there's an issue too. If you're seen when you're trying to shank somebody, they stop you right away.
But if you're trying to shank them with a plasma sword, you got seen a long time ago.
I know, but you still run up and just like shank, and then you're good.
It's not concealed
because
though.
Nobody could like in Assassin's Creed. They'll like when you try to shank, they'll actually grab your arm and like push you off. In Halo,
that's true.
They ain't gonna do any of that. You dying.
The pan is indestructible, so I could dodge Tav, and nothing beats the pan. So like his energy sword is just gonna hit it. It's gonna be. I'm just gonna.
And the glitches in the game that when you try to do something, it bugs out, and then guess what? You just died, and you don't even know why.
Yeah, just like
that sounds like
PUBG. Yeah.
Glad to see the last few months PUBG's still the same. That's cool.
The pan is the man.
Fair enough. You know what? Rhymes way.
Exactly. Let's go.
I gotta tell you guys, this one's really tough. I hate to pick any of these because these are all they all have their strengths in different ways, definitely. And you guys could probably bring up some of them again. I prefer, but I'm gonna have to go with the energy sword on this one.
I don't see an energy sword in your house. I don't see daggers in your house. But in my back left quarter, I see some bands.
Yeah, but none of them are cast iron. I'm not a cast iron.
And he's not wearing them on his butt.
Yeah.
Yet.
Oh, damn.
He's going to think about the storage on the pan on your butt.
Yeah, so we'll go energy sword.
Alright, that's good.
Note that down. Alright, this time, let's see. Start with Frank. Taff.
Alright, I think I've got to bring, let's see, what do I got left here? I'm going to bring back Hidden Blades.
All right.
I'm going to make sure this one, one of the two that I want to make sure get on this list.
Yeah.
So it's going to flip the minute timer.
Oh, yeah.
Again, super important to the lore, super awesome. I think they're really fun. They are key part of the gameplay because huge part of if you are in full-on combat in Assassin's Creed, it's because you messed up, usually. Usually if you're actually fighting sword to sword with somebody, it means you messed up because the idea is you're supposed to walk in, assassinate someone unseen, blend back into the crowd, sit into a bench, something like that, and just bounce.
That kind of blade is supposed to be 90% of your job, right?
It's supposed to be the main tool you're using throughout the whole game, and throughout all of the franchise, a version of that blade has been in place.
What do they have a name for it, or is it just Hidden Blades?
They actually just Hidden Blades. Yeah, Hidden Blade, and so it's been throughout the whole time. There has been a lot of alterations, but it's been that blade. Many other games have important weapons that are like, oh yeah, that's from Halo 2, or this one's from, oh, I love the sticky grenades in Halo 2 and 3 or whatever, but then they're not necessarily important in Halo 5. So a lot of times there's certain games that are just like, yeah, this game's really important. Frostmourne's amazing in World of Warcraft, but you really stop seeing it much after Wrath of the Lich King, things like that. this weapon has been there the entire time.
It's evolving, but it's the same.
It's the same weapon.
thing
And the idea is that they're actually handed down. And then, what's really cool about the Assassin's Brotherhood is there are a lot of different cultures that have slight changes in their beliefs. So, like the one that belongs to the Turkish have a certain speciality to their buildings. One that's through the Spanish branch of the Brotherhood still believe in the old premise of cutting off the finger. So there's still pulls with the broken finger, stuff like that. So each culture has a little bit of an alteration to it. It's just cool. Like even just real quick, the Japanese one, which is in the side story. That one has a garrote wire that you could actually pull out and choke somebody with. It's just kind of a neat thing. That's it's just kind of cool.
I gotta watch the timers, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, Joe. What do you got for? What are we on? Number 3?
Yeah.
4. No, number 4.
Number
sorry.
4.
Joe, number 4.
How about the plasma grenade from Halo?
I was hoping somebody
I
would bring
just said
up.
that too.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
crazy.
glad. That was on.
Sticky
That was
grenade.
on my list.
Sticky grenade.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Tell me, what do you love?
Easily
about
the best
plasma
grenade in Halo.
Okay.
I think it was in all the Halos, right? Even the first one?
Yeah, I
believe
think
it was.
so. I'm pretty sure.
Nobody remembers Halo 1. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm
Everything
almost
after that
positive
doesn't
it is
matter.
actually because it's one of 2 grenades you can get.
Yeah.
Halo.
So like, like we were just talking about it in a previous was, it's still relevant and good.
True. Carries
So,
on. for
yeah,
all the
carries
games.
on.
Yeah.
It's like it's a plasma grenade. I don't know how plasma feels, but it had this blue cool shine, and it was sticky.
Yeah.
So when you threw it, if you had good aim, like I did with the golden gun, it would stick.
Yeah.
Sticky, and then you just see little grunts go
Running with a grenade on their
they knew
back.
they were
Yeah.
screwed, and they would just blow.
They
And
run back to the other
I think
grunts.
for the most part it was. I don't know about the bigger characters, but I think it killed them on one hit too.
Yeah, I think with everything except for those.
The hunters, yeah, it didn't hit the
Yeah,
hunters.
were those
But
the
you
big
could
tank
stick it
dudes?
to their you could stick it to the
yeah.
exposed parts.
Yeah,
of
and
their
if you
flesh.
hit them with it, they'd be they'd turn around because they'd be furious with it.
You're trying to hit it off of
which
themselves.
which gave you room to shoot their bat, which
Yeah.
was their weakness.
Yeah.
Right now.
And that's time. All right,
That's a good
Daniel.
choice.
I like the plasma grenade.
Thank you, Kat.
Daniel, what do you got for number 4?
I'm going to go with the Needler.
Bring it back to Needler. We got 2 Halo weapons. Here we go.
So, what do you love so much about the Needler? I know we talked about it already.
Yeah, I know we're talking about it. Like I said, just the gun and how it was like a homing missile.
Yeah.
And the way Taff mentioned how it reloaded and everything, and you can actually see the detail in the gun, which is very nice.
Yeah.
It was cool when you blew up somebody. It was always like boom, not that sound effect, but it's just like they would blow up every time, which is cool.
Because it kind of had the same effect that the grenade had, where you'd see the needles in them first, and then it took a second, and then they blew up. So it was a little bit of a panic.
Yeah.
And you could dual wield it after, was it number 3?
No,
Number 2?
3 you
I
couldn't.
think
2
only
you
dual
could.
wielded in 2.
3 they took it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Because it was
Yeah.
broken.
Oh, that's a...
And then I think they brought it back in number 4, I believe.
Yeah, when 434 took over? Or 343? One of those 2.
3, 4, 3. Yeah. All right, yeah. The Needler. I like it.
All right. Some good ones.
How hard is it to find ammo for the Needler?
Yeah, it was kind of tough unless you kill one of them,
Yeah.
a mob with them, or whoever had the gun.
Yeah.
If you're in a matchmaking, you would have to. Yeah, it's kind of tough to find.
Oh, yeah. I got you. Joe. How do you think you would do with a plasma grenade versus a Needler gun?
No, I'd do great.
Yeah?
Because I don't miss.
Oh, okay.
It's a grenade, so even if I didn't get it to stick on him, he'd still have to move and run if he didn't want to get in the blast.
Yeah.
And the blast would still do a lot of damage, if not still kill him.
What do you do when you're playing against me and I stick you on the face with a plasma grenade? Because that happens every time.
I hug you.
Right? So that's the only defense.
I stick to you.
When you're stuck, yeah, you run at your opponent. All right.
It was an awesome grenade, though.
Yeah.
I remember doing the campaign in Legendary, and remember the big brutes?
Yeah.
I just chuck a bunch of just plasmas on them. That's the only way to kill them.
My best memory was playing with Jonathan, I think on Halo 2, and you stuck me. And it was like, that's when I remember the plasma grenade the most. And you were so excited that you got it. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Hey, you have like 2 seconds to regret your life. And then.
That was my favorite thing. I would play, when we would play multiplayer, that's all I would try to do.
Exactly.
I would set the gun down if I couldn't just run around and grab plasma.
That was like, that was another.
I'd probably die 15 times before I got 2 sticks. But, I mean, those 2 sticks were
That was another thing that was super satisfying about those grenades. It was like, it's one thing when you get a nice shot. Or, I mean, you just spray somebody down. But when you're, the way you had to throw them and then the way like the travel of it, you know, it wasn't like any other guns. So like when you hit somebody and got that stick, whether you were falling down and you threw it up and then you got a death from the grave or something, super satisfying. Nothing was more satisfying than getting a stick on somebody.
And you know they have that few seconds of like frustration, so they're just freaking out. They probably just threw their controller at the wall. And you just love that.
Aren't you guys excited for the next Halo?
No.
I actually am. They confirmed that it will be in the storyline too, because everybody's like, oh, is this a whole new thing, Halo Infinite? But it's actually going to be within the storyline.
I
remember watching that trailer.
Real.
The trailer was hot.
Yeah, trailer, yeah.
You see that Master Chief's helmet at the end? I was like,
yeah, amazing.
What do you think he looks like?
Probably me, because I play Master Chief. You didn't know that? What do you think I do all day? I am Master Chief.
I can imagine just like, it's the final Halo of the series. Everybody's going ape shit, and we're all excited to get to the end. And like, you know, you get to that end cutscene where he takes it off, the camera pans over, and there's just a picture of Taft, just like
with smiling. For those who are listening to this, and
it's like I'm like, what?
Yeah. This whole time,
yeah. Or some 12-year-old like, how do you work now? It's like, what?
So,
totally kill it.
This is another one that's hard because, I mean...
It's easy.
It's hard everywhere.
It's an easy one.
Because I'm thinking, like, plasma grenades are great and the hidden blades are awesome, but...
So you have 2 T honor rolls in place right now.
Yeah. Those 2 don't necessarily... So, just so you guys know, sorry, I'm going to rule out the Needler. I'm down to plasma grenades and hidden blades. The Needler's a great gun, but...
Very iconic.
It does have... Yeah. It does have its flaws. I think the best thing it has going for it, too, is the visual aspects, like how it looks in the game, and it was really cool when it first came out.
My weapon
Go ahead.
against his, I can still kill him even if I die.
Yeah.
If he dies.
That's true. And as you get stabbed by his dagger, you...
Dead. Or just,
That's a cool way to go.
But as you're listening, I'm pretending I got stabbed, and then I activate a plasma grenade and stick it to the assassin.
Exactly.
So yeah, that is...
My entire game's wrapped around that weapon.
That's true. And my thought process is that it really depends on the scenario of the fight, but I mean, you could just totally sneak up on somebody and stab them a few times. A plasma grenade has to be a majorly intentional, obvious stick.
Yeah, so real quick, if you do things right, it's because you use my weapon, and you do things right, you only need my weapon. If you do things wrong, you use his weapon. Because it's like, I can't shoot guns real well, here's my gun, here's my grenade.
Okay. Do you want to play Stealth Simulator, or do you want to have a blast? You yourself said back in the day, you would just pick up the plasmas and throw them.
That's true.
Now, I can see where you may see his pros, like you just said, you know, if you play stealthy or whatever.
Yeah.
But, if we're just doing one-on-one, and I see him, I win either way. Right? I can take him, he stabs me, beep, okay, you're going down with me.
Yeah.
Or I can just be chunking them at him and hope one sticks before he can get to me.
And I do like the scenario we just painted of an assassin stabs you, and then you just grab him by the lapel or whatever and stick a plasma grenade to him as you're dying. He blows
so
up.
fancy.
I mean, what do you call it?
You want some wine over there?
Yeah.
Here's some cheese.
You have some? I love wine and cheese.
All right, Mr. Harvard, what do you think? What's right
All right, Mr. Ivy League, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go with plasma grenade.
Yes.
Is it because of the Harvard crack?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And because I never played Assassin's Creed, but I love...
You literally played Assassin's Creed 1. The first time I ever seen Assassin's Creed was you playing Assassin's Creed 1.
Is it?
I played 2. Me and Daniel played through 2 and all the other ones.
Chunk sitting over there, he's like, I'm really smart, and I do math problems at my local college.
Yeah.
My best friend's Ben Affleck.
I'm just a janitor, but someday they'll see me.
Right.
Oh, God. So Hidden Blades is not an option anymore. Wow. I really thought that was going to make the list. Okay.
Am I able to pick it?
Yeah.
Or
You're neither, would you say?
Oh, it is in your list, huh?
Yeah.
It's part of your fight. Yeah, you can.
You can fight for it.
Oh.
No, it's in his list.
Okay.
So he's able to
That's
use
what
it.
you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel. If you use it, be good at defending it.
First last time. All right, we're going to go with Daniel. What's your number 5?
Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade.
There it is.
There we go.
Last chance.
What do you like about it?
I'm going to destroy it, though, unfortunately.
Anyways, I like it.
Oh,
The reason I like the weapon is playing the Ezio storyline and then just going through the whole campaign. Yeah, I didn't really play the other ones, the Black Flag and all that. But I just like how the weapon was, the whole stealth, just jumping down from the rooftop, shanking somebody.
In the game, do you get to customize it at all or change the weapon? Oh, yeah. It changes in the games.
You actually, in the game, it changes dramatically, like the actual big changes. Yeah. But you do upgrade it. So like there is a part where like it'll show. There's one where it shoots like a bolt, like a little crossbow bolt that's in Unity, and you could change like the amount of ammo it holds. You could change how many. So like. One of the big things is where you could jump down, like you talked about, from a rooftop and stab down on somebody. Yeah. You eventually upgrade that to where you could do that to 2 people. And so, yeah.
Nice. All right, sorry. Keep going. Good job.
Yeah, there's like little upgrades, but I barely could remember any of those. I just love just the weapon. That was your weapon.
Yeah.
Like, you could do like, if you do get caught, there is points that you could like just start mailing them and then shank them again. Mm-hmm. So there's still opportunity to shank somebody. Yeah. I keep using shank, but
that's fitting.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah,
that's true. So you could actually use it in your actual combat, your regular melee combat.
All right, and it's time. Let's go on to Frank. What's your number 5?
All right, guys. From number 1 to number 5, it'll be in here somewhere. Portal gun.
Portal gun.
It's got to get in there, guys.
You haven't used that toy?
That's my second time using it. I saved it because I didn't get in on the first one. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to make sure it gets in this list. I'll save it for the last and just knock everybody else out. Although Hidden Blade's there, so that's a little bit... That's worrying me a bit.
Alright, so... I'll save it for later. I'll ask questions later.
Let me get to my minute.
Go ahead and do your minute, yeah.
Portal gun, iconic part of the game. Also one of those weapons that the game was built around. Yeah. You are fighting something that is beyond your control. This huge robot. And you just have this little portal gun and you have to... use puzzles and stuff like that, using the portal gun to be able to defeat this robot, and you do.
Spoiler alert.
Well, you win the game. It's crazy like that.
You're successful.
Actually, do you win the game? Anyways, so it's really cool the way that you use it to interact with your surroundings. You actually become like friends with a cube at one point, and the whole time you're like using this portal gun to try to keep it alive. You're using the portal gun to suspend fluids. It's amazing how important this gun is and how useful it is. And it's just, other guns just shoot bullets or just stab with knives. This thing, because of its opportunities that it brings to you, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, it defies physics.
It defies physics, and it opens up you using other things in so many other ways.
Yeah, there was... I was going to point out, too, in the first game, there was a major limit to what you can do with it. And then in Portal 2, all of a sudden, it's like the creators realized, oh, wow, there's so much more that we didn't unlock with it. So they...
But to their credit, to show how important that gun is, they changed the environment, not the gun, when they did that.
Yeah, that's true. The gun didn't change at all.
Yeah, which shows how cool
they added more toys that you could play with it. But like I like how with that, you can use one of your enemies, the little droids that try to shoot at you. You can open a portal above one and drop a portal below one, and you're going to make a droid fall on another droid and destroy both of them. Yeah. So it's kind of... That is pretty cool. It is a good weapon. Yeah. All right, Joe, what do you got for your number 5?
You bring back the
pan. Bring the bag, baby.
Bringing back the pan.
That's a good one.
Best weapon here. Easily.
All right, tell me more about this pan.
What do you want to know?
How many pancakes can
George
you
Foreman.
make in this pan?
It's a George Foreman pan.
About 12 inch, 13 inch? What are we doing? A little 6-incher camping pan? I mean...
it's a fat pan.
It's probably about 12-inch skillet.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Wow.
And, fat pan.
He said, I can block all their shots.
Did you name yours Peter? Peter Pan? No?
Can you...
Cricket! I like it.
I thought it was pretty good, to be honest with you. I was like, can you name your pan? I don't know.
Someday you'll probably get custom skins where you can put whatever you want.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be a Peter Pan skin with like a Tinkerbell on it.
I don't know.
That would be cool. I would get that.
Yeah, I know you would. You're all about that Tinkerbell.
So,
all right. Judgment time for our last spot.
So if you got your pan and you're fighting the guy from Assassin's Creed, how do you fare against...
What's that?
You're using portal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm using the portal gun.
Daniel using defending the hidden blades. How do you fare against hidden blades?
Easy.
Sleeves.
Right?
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
I swing in his head. I just swing in his head. He tries to stab me, it's armor. Bing! You're going to hear more binging.
More binging.
I just slap him in the head.
What do you think, now? How do you do with
And if I'm playing Stealth Simulator,
My man.
The back of the head, and he's gonna go down.
You are such a visual artist. It's so great on podcasts.
Yeah.
No, this is what would happen if I walked into a room, he's waiting for me. He would try a swing, the game would bug, and I'll just shank.
Right. If he walked into a room,
So true.
and my game bugged, I'd have time to unbug it because with his skills, he'd miss the shank.
I like it.
I like the idea that PUBG's the fault of the weapon.
Right.
That's good stuff.
So, Taff, with your portal gun, is there anything you can't pick up that you know of? Any solid object you can't pick up? You can't pick up liquids.
Nothing that's not nailed down. I think everything can be picked up that's not nailed down.
Yeah.
So there are like beams and things like that are kind of like attached. You can't pull those off.
Yeah.
There is another gun that was on my list that we never got to, the gravity gun from Half-Life 2, which is basically the more extensive version of that. That has like limitations of what you can pick up. So I assume if you were to take the portal gun out into the world, it would have the same limitations where you couldn't pick up bigger things, but we haven't experienced that in the game.
I like it.
Pan's still the best.
I know, it's no ammo. Well, all of these have no ammo.
Yeah.
No limitations.
I could beat the pan.
No, his limitations are he needs to be next to some moon rock.
But you're in that world, you're only in that area. There's one moment where you're not, where some moon dust is somewhere.
In that game.
But what if you bring your gun into my world?
So there is actually, in that game, there's liquid moon dust. You put a portal down where the liquid moon dust is spraying, and then
you create a new portal.
You make more portals.
You can move the moon dust wherever you want. I'll bring it to your world.
Yeah. He has to get the moon dust to get me in a portal.
Yeah.
Are you saying there's no moon in PUBG?
I'm saying the Earth is flat. There is no gravity.
This has been your scheme the entire time. You've been trying to hook us all up with this flat Earth nonsense this whole time. This long scheme.
I mean, look at your mouse. It's flat.
Why have I never seen that before?
My shoes are flat. And I walk on the Earth all the time. Anyways, back to the gun.
So outside of the portal test chambers, it is still an anti-gravity weapon that it can pick up somebody who's got a pan or blades in their hands and stop them from being able to do anything.
True that.
It'll suspend you in
you're swinging that pan and I'm like, stop!
I'll dodge it though.
Wait, with no moon dust, you can still do that?
Yeah, you can still do anti-gravity.
It still just picks up anything and it'll just...
But it's the lesser of the two powers it has. So it's like,
You don't really think of it as as its weapon, but it can. Of course, eventually you're going to want to set the person down. You could set them down off a cliff or into lava or some crazy thing like that, but for the most part, it's not really an attack. It's just a way to hold somebody.
Yeah.
So all that being said, I think I'm finally this time going to go with Hidden Blades as the
this is rigged.
number 5 best weapon.
I'm done.
Yeah. I can't believe the one I brought in at number 1 didn't make it to number 1 or all the way to 5.
And of them all, it is my definitely my favorite.
I see Taguro over there sitting a little close to John. You know.
Yeah. BFFs. All right. So let's go over our list from 5 to 1. 5 Hidden Blades from the Assassin's Creed franchise. 4 Plasma Grenade from the Halo franchise. 3 another Halo favorite, the Energy Sword. 2 is the Golden Gun from GoldenEye, the Golden Gun game. And number 1 is the Lancer Chainsaw Gun from Gears of War. All right, and so I'm looking over here. Let's see, we got honorable mentions. Anybody else got honorable mentions?
I got one. The Magnum pistol from Halo 2. It has a zoom. It was really broken.
That was OP.
It was like almost a two-shot, two bullets.
One headshot kill, right? Wasn't it?
It depends
on the range. But if you get on the headshot with that super,
it was broken.
Pistol, I remember that was like.
I tried to get that one, or even if you got like the plasma Magnum. Oh man, that combo was nasty.
Yeah.
I got one. Illidan's Warglaives.
Illidan's Warglaives. That's a good one. World of Warcraft has a ton of weapons, but that's a classic. Everybody farms those from the Black Temple raid.
I got them. No big deal.
Yeah. And then, anything else from you two? I've got a bunch over here, so I want to make sure to get you guys out of the way before I start listing.
Gears of War. The
actual
chain,
Gears?
The what?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Not Gears of War. My bad. God of War. I'm sorry.
That's in my list. Yeah, it's a good one. That's a classic.
I forget. I don't know the name of it, but it has a chain on it, and then you can like just
Blades of Chaos.
Yeah, Blades of Chaos.
Yeah.
Right
I got another one.
Yeah.
Garen Sword of Demacia.
Would that... Okay.
What's that, Dad?
Yeah, I guess that counts.
He's lost some words.
All right, so I'm going to go over a couple of them. This is one that everybody's going to hate us for not saying in our top 5. None of us was. But the BFG 9000 from Doom.
I didn't want to say
Why
it.
is that such a big deal to everybody?
It like cleared entire rooms. I mean, it was such a big weapon. It was huge.
Maybe it should have been in a better game.
I remember playing that a lot back in the old day on the PC. The Fat Man from Fallout 3. That was a... it drops mini nukes. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
How do you miniaturize a nuke? Isn't that kind of a one size fits all?
One size fits all, yeah.
You split one atom, right?
Yeah. The Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. We have Cloud's Buster Sword, classic, and we have the from Final Fantasy VII, Thunder Fury, the Blessed Blade of the Windseeker from World of Warcraft. If you're a WoW fan, you've seen it in trade chat. I guarantee it. There's Gravity Gun from Halo, from Half-Life 2, and then the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. Didn't get any call-outs, but
Cap, did you say Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker?
I don't know. Did you say Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker?
I didn't say Thunder Fury, Blessed of the Wind. Did you, Girl?
No, I didn't.
I'm
done.
Tagir was the guy in chat just like, you guys are dumb.
Get reported and muted.
I'm tired of hearing you guys.
Girl's the type of guy to have trade chat off.
That was great. Make sure to hit us up on all the social medias. We have Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. And we have the Redbubble store, and we have the contest for you guys to check out where you guys can join us at Comic-Con in Sacramento. And that expires on September 15th. We'll announce our winner. So make sure you guys give us a review, and we'd really appreciate it.
Come meet us.
Come meet us. All right, thank you guys, and we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for listening to The Top 5. You can find us all over social media. We're on Facebook at The Top 5 Podcast, on Twitter at The Top 5 Cast. We've got a website, thetop5podcast.com. We've got Patreon and Redbubble. We'll have those in the description. If you have any suggestions, hit us up on one of the social medias. Please give us a good rating on iTunes. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you later.